All right, buddy. So what's your name? Where you from?
I go by Booby. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area.
Okay, and if you don't mind, tell the people a little bit on why you got to wear a mask.
Uh, Now that I'm older, this is all stuff that happened in my prior younger years. Moved to a
Yeah.
new area, I got a job. I don't want to bring this in my child's life or my girlfriend's life, anything like that. I'd like to keep this in the past if I could.
Okay, I understand, and I knew that already. I just wanted my audience to know. I've had a few people on the show already that I'd say I think you're the third person that has worn a mask. So I don't care if you wear a mask or not. You can come on. You could wear Bobo the Clown nose and tell your story for all I care. Your story is interesting to me because not only is it lockup, it's in Pennsylvania, correct? That you got
Correct.
locked up at, and not only is it your first time getting into lockup in Pennsylvania and stuff like that, you're gonna tell us your experience, but when you got out, you joined the military as well, correct?
Right, right.
And what branch did you join?
Army.
Army. Okay, I got a bunch of Army cats come on to the show, man.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
all
Well,
right,
I
and
could imagine, man. That's entertainment for them, especially in the barracks, anything like that. Just kick on YouTube,
yeah, I know
watch a few
that's right.
videos.
I know that's right, man. And you say you got a few stories from the military as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay, man. Well, let's go ahead and start it off. How old were you when you got in trouble? What'd you get in trouble for? Break it down for us.
All right.
Hey, hang on
This
one
is
second. Hang on one second.
no problem.
Jesus. Oh, he's done. All right.
In my younger days, I did the usual stuff. I was, smoking weed, drinking, hanging out, chilling, and it evolved into selling. And what really hit my town big was opiates, especially oxys, heroin. So of course, I got into selling and using that stuff. Well, to come in the night, I got charged. It was New Year's Eve night. I had gotten rid of most of what I was selling that night, and I stopped into a KFC to roll a blunt to tip the night off, like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Well,
you
wouldn't you know
good,
it?
man. You done sold everything, chilling.
Right, just a little bit of stuff left.
Yeah.
And when you know it, a cop rolls up behind me, puts on the red and blues, and gets out. I smell marijuana. I'm searching your car. The whole spiel after that.
I hate
Yeah,
to
they
stop
caught
you,
me.
man. I hate to stop you.
Okay.
But have you heard that in some states, actually, it's trying to be pushed in a lot of states, they can't search cars based upon the smell of weed anymore?
Is that like with the new medical marijuana laws and
I
everything
don't
like that?
know, man. With this whole weed becoming legal, man, it's throwing a lot of different rules and regulations, off whack. But I do know I can't remember what states, but cops can't search your car just because it smells like weed anymore. So I'm sure it's a state that it's legal in, but uh, yeah, henceforth. So he smelled weed. He got up in the car.
Yeah, we
What
said I'm
happened
gonna
after
search
that?
your car. So he finds about a couple 80 milligram oxycontin pills. Those are real popular in that time.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 dime bags of weed. That was about it. So it takes me into the jail, fingerprint, all that stuff. Not the jail, the cop station. I'm sorry.
Like a
And
little
fingerprints
precinct.
me. What's that?
Like a little precinct.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like the local county precinct, whatever they were at. Sent me on after the fingerprinting and everything. Sent me on my way. Gave me I would get a court date in the mail.
Okay. And what were you charged with?
Uh, Possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute and
Damn, he hit you with the
paraphernalia.
PWI, huh?
What's that?
I say he hit you with the PWI, huh?
Right, right,
Damn. All right. So you didn't do much time in lockup, correct?
right, right.
What exactly happened? You just went in, got a bond, and got out. You didn't do any kind of time in general population or anything like that.
Well, what happened was since I was selling to the judge's son, which I found out later, I did not know that.
What?
Yeah. So he didn't really like me too much. But since it was my first charge, he didn't want to hit me with that felony just yet. So he gave me somewhat of a chance. He tells me, I'm going to give you probation. Mess up one time, I'm going to lock you up the rest of your probation.
Hold
So
on. Let's back. How the hell did you? How did you know that it was the judge's son? I mean, how? You know, how did he know? You know?
His son ended up going to rehab, getting caught stealing off of his dad. And he asked him where he got it from. Of course, he said me. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he ends up, like I said, putting me on probation. If you mess up, I'm going to lock you up the rest of your probation. I thought he was bluffing. So wouldn't you know it, first week on probation, I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And my probation officer tells me, stand up, put your hands behind your back. You're going to jail.
How'd you mess up?
Uh, I was going to be hot for a urine, and I told her that instead of just taking the test and seeing what happened. And so she decided to just,
Damn,
like I
you're.
said, just stand up, put your hands behind your back. I was like, man.
Well, I can tell you're a little nervous doing this. Okay. I can only imagine how nervous you look going in front of PO dirty as hell.
Oh yeah, with the rest of my time going into jail, I was like, oh man, let me just get
Yeah.
it out the way.
Yeah. Okay, so she cuffed you up for the first dirty urine that you told her about?
Yep. No, like I said, she didn't give me no chances. No, what's that called when you mess up, but they let you slide, like 1 or 2 chances. Some people
Yeah.
get on probation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, hey, it's just, there ain't no name for it. It's just you got lucky, you know? At
Right.
least around here, I don't think they give you no kind of name for it. But
Well, and especially if it's something little like that, like dirty for weed or something like that. Usually they let you go the first time.
yeah,
They don't let
usually
you
it's
keep
like the
doing it.
first 2 or 3 times, and
Right.
then
Right.
and then they'll lock you up. But yeah, that's crazy. They
And so
might have
I'm
had it
thinking
out
that
for you.
I'm thinking the judge is bluffing.
But you know, the judge also, you know, he could have wrote in the notes to the probation officer, look, this is super high intense. If he's dirty once, bring him back in front of me. Because it was personal. It was a personal matter. So you never know what the judge could have wrote in the notes to the probation officer. Because they do that all the time, you know. And so that could have been the reason as well why they cuffed you up on the first go round. But so you go to jail from there?
Yeah, they sent me to jail. First time in trouble. First time, I just turned 18. I wasn't that
Uh-huh.
old at all. And then I remember when I got in there, one of the guards said, let's see how this works out. Like he's going to throw me on one of the worst blocks
Yeah.
that they had there. And so I'm scared to death. I didn't know what to expect. So they ended up putting me in there, talking to a couple other
Wait, what
guys. I'm
jail is
like,
this? What jail is this?
this is Lawrence County Jail.
Lawrence County Jail, and this is close to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, about 30 minutes away.
Okay, and you said that place is kind of designed like a prison, huh?
Absolutely. It's designed like a maximum security prison. It's one of the first of its kind when it was built.
Wow. Okay, I need to look into that place. What was the name of it one more time?
Lawrence County Correction.
Lawrence. That's right. Okay, so you're in Lawrence County Correction, and believe it or not, with the name Correction, it's pretty much a prison because by them changing the facility name to a correction instead of a city jail or a county jail, with it being corrections, they can hold people up to years upon years in that facility. So it is a prison
That's what that's
by
what it
paper,
felt
you
like.
know.
And we had guys, that would be coming back from upstate saying, "Man, I can't wait to get back. This place is just a hellhole. It sucks."
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you're in Lawrence. You walk into the block general population for the first time. How big is the block? You would think.
Uh, I'd say about 80 people,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit
Two
more.
floor.
Yeah, 2-floor tier, V shape.
Okay.
And then underneath where the stairs go up, there's like another walling area where they can house like a security risk people, or in the same block in the hole, that's where they hold the shoe at. It's like
Yeah.
a jail inside of a jail block almost. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
And you said you actually did 3 months in the hole, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, well, let's get back into this first day thing. How was it, man? Anyone mess with you? Anybody run up on you?
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
let's hear it,
I
man.
was about 150 pounds soaking wet, just hit my growth spurt, barely going through puberty. So everybody thought they smelled food. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
wouldn't blame them. I probably would have did the same thing if I seen me walking in there.
yeah,
And so it's, oh, let me give you this, or, who you run with, who what are your charges, the whole nine when your first day in a new jail or prison.
uh-huh. Would you say white dudes or black guys came up to you first?
Uh, white dudes, because I knew of like one or two guys in there. We weren't friends, but we knew of each other.
What, from like school or something?
We'll just hang around the same crowds. Yeah, I heard you did.
Okay, okay.
It was more just some intimidation. They wanted that commissary. They wanted to see what I was. They wanted to check my temperature as soon as I got there.
Yeah,
And at
yeah,
first,
yeah,
I was nervous. Yeah, okay, man, whatever, whatever you want, kind of thing.
yeah.
But it took one event that happened that made me push that stuff aside, and it was, I'm going to step up for myself whenever I need to.
Okay, so you were kind of being a pushover when you first went in,
Right,
and people were antagonizing you and messing with you a little bit.
right. Trying to be
Uh,
cool, trying to make friends. Not trying to cause too much trouble, but
uh,
it finds you.
yeah. Well, don't be ashamed, bro. It happens all the time, every day, all across the country, man. Someone new's walking into the block and they get antagonized by groups of individuals. So, ain't nothing to be ashamed about. And I appreciate you coming out here telling your story, man. I like to hear more about this rather than, oh man, I packed 15 shanks, ain't nobody messing with me.
Right.
I don't give a shit about that, man.
And even
Because
sometimes when I hear that, I'm like, really?
yeah,
Sometimes. I'm not saying everybody, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, man. So you're in here. You're getting pushed around. What happened? You said there was a crazy ass moment. Well, first off, how was your cellie? How was your first cellmate?
my celly was a teacher actually, and he was in there for a DUI, I believe, is what he said anyway. But
Okay.
other people were saying, he might be something like a chomo. So I didn't know which way to go on him.
Damn.
And people spread all kinds of rumors anyway, so you don't even know if that's true. Nobody shows paperwork. Everyone's talking about everybody else. You
Yeah.
know the get
It's a
down.
bunch of damn drama, ain't it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was cool to me. He always, kept it 100 with me. So, I didn't pay him no mind. I didn't prey on him or anything like that because I wasn't sure what he was in there for.
Okay. So how was the commissary thing? Did you go in full force, started buying commissary,
Yep.
knowing that all this was happening, and it kind of brought some issues your way, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a full commissary. You could only spend $50 at that time.
Yeah.
So I had a couple dudes tell me, you're going to want soups. You're going to want uh, socks. You're going to want, because I didn't go in there with any whites. I didn't think I was getting locked up that day. So, getting the boxers, the T-shirts, all that. I was stocking up ready to sit in there, but I thought I was only going to be in there 30 days because that's the usual probation violation. That's what everybody was telling me. You only be
Yeah.
in there 30 days.
Yeah.
And I seen everybody iron because they make you walk up to the front officer's desk, like as soon as you go in there and get your commissary. Everybody's standing around and they're eyeing what everybody's getting. So it's just like the predators are just, oh yeah, I'm taking his shit or stuff. I'm taking
Yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I want that right there. I want
Right,
that.
right,
Let me get a look. That one's mine, dog.
right.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen that all too many times, my friend.
Yep.
Okay.
And one good thing that the brothers kind of let me pass on is I could ball. I was a good ball player. But they would
Oh,
always call me out there to play basketball in the yard.
that's actually a very, very good perk to have in lockup.
Yeah, that's kind of what saved me the rest of my time. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I believe it. I 100% believe it.
And so I get my commissary, go back in my cell, start trying to stash everything, and then one of the dudes from the Bloods starts sneaking in my cell, thinking I was in the basketball court playing basketball. Looks up, see me. I say, "You didn't think I was in here, did you?" He just starts laughing it off like he wasn't doing anything. I was like, okay, so this is what it's going to be like for the rest of the time I'm in here. I'm just going to have to watch everything. I'm going to have to be on my P's and Q's.
So you were probably in that cell 24/7, huh?
But if I wasn't playing ball, pretty much just
Yeah.
watching my stuff because, they outnumbered us probably 75% to the rest white. So
Yeah.
they pretty much did just about whatever they wanted to.
Yeah. That's typically how it is
Yeah.
in most places. But uh, so did they ever end up getting your stuff or what?
Well, they tried to check me one time I was waiting in line for the phone, probably about 9, 10 dudes, waiting forever. I was supposed to get details on what's going on. If I'm getting out, am I getting a date? I didn't have nothing at that time. So I'm really anxious to use the phone. And as soon as it was my turn, this dude comes running up behind me and grabs the phone off me. Well, tries to. And
Yeah.
I'm holding on. I'm like, you're not getting this phone. Yeah, he was holding my place in line. You know what I mean? I'm like, no,
Hey, you
no, I ain't
finally
having that.
snapped, huh?
Right. And
Couldn't take
that
it.
after
I
that,
talk about people like what you're about to explain all the time. You know, they're humble. They'll be pushovers. They'll take it. Just let me, And then there's a breaking point,
right.
and that breaking point is the phone for you.
Yep.
You said, "Screw it, man."
Absolutely. I
So
said, let's do it. He said, let's fight. Let's go back to the hut. Let's do it. I don't get a crap at this moment. And so we go back there to go do it. I lace up. I got somebody else's shoes because I didn't have no tennis shoes. All we had was those Jackie Chan slippers. And we go in there. As soon as he turns around, he stabs me in my face on the right side of my face. I'd show you. I got a scar right here by my cheek. As soon as he did that, I grabbed his.
damn, bruh.
Yeah, this is jail, man. This ain't prison even yet. Over a phone.
I
As soon as he
know,
turns
that's
around, he
crazy. That guy sounds like a weak ass man to go in there with a shank over something like that. That's just typical fighting stuff, you know?
right. That's why I thought we was just gonna knuckle up a little bit.
Yeah.
He does that. I grab his uniform or whatever you want to call it, give him like a hockey move, pull it over his head, and just start knuckling up his head, just beating on him, slamming him against the wall. Turned around and walked out of my cell like nothing happened. Well,
Leaking, huh?
yeah. And then one of the dudes was like, "Hey, you're leaking. You got to don't let the CO see that." So I go back in the cell and I get a little sticker off the deodorant, make a
Yeah.
little butterfly stitch, and sat
Damn,
myself.
them deodorant stickers come in handy, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Anybody that's been locked up knows damn well them stickers off of deodorants or any hygiene whatsoever, shampoo bottles, hey, they will save your life, man. You know?
Absolutely. And
They
it
will
kept
save your life.
anybody, nobody got in trouble for it or anything because I kept it quiet, sat myself for about a week till it would healed up enough to where I could take it off and say I bumped into something.
Yeah. It healed together on its own, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there was a scab there. I just said, oh, I just bumped into something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't get me real good because I was on him as soon as I seen it. He popped the cap off something and it just started going, and I was on him after that.
And what happened in the block, man? Did you get a little respect from that or what?
Yeah, after that, they left me alone and really didn't have too many problems. Just more of the drama that I didn't pay attention to. But other than that, they left me alone pretty much the rest of the time. They just wanted me to come out and ball.
Okay. And did anyone ever get any of your commissary?
Nope,
That's good, man. That's
not
what's
unless I
up.
gave it to them.
All right,
Like as
man.
on some friend stuff.
Yeah. All right, so that was pretty entertaining first bid going into. And how long were you locked up? You said a year, right?
Yeah, it's
A
like just
year.
under a year, like a month under a year.
Okay, and so that's what happened. They gave you a little less than a year for your little violation,
Right.
and you get out. You get out, and you join the military immediately, correct?
Pretty much a couple months later, I had to go through a little bit of political stuff to get a waiver to be able to join the military.
What do you mean?
Well, my recruiter helped me get in contact with my state representative. How I made a mistake, I don't want to go down that path. And he wrote a letter, like
Oh,
kind of like,
even though it was a misdemeanor.
yes, they still, if you have anything like that, they're kind of hesitant to let you in there, especially for the job I was doing.
Okay.
And so I got a waiver sent in, and a couple months later, after waiting on phone calls and letters, they finally gave me the green light to get in there.
All right. And what'd you sign up for? What'd you end up doing in there?
I said, man, give me the combat. I want to get in there. I want the action.
You want the action,
Yeah.
and you still do today. You still play with a lot of guns, man. I'm not gonna put out all your social media or anything out there, but I've watched some of your stuff, man. You be playing with them guns, you know?
Yeah, man. It gives me focus, and I like to teach new people how to shoot, how to how to use it, how to defend themselves. Because I know what it's like being that prey for a second, and then you could turn that around and use that to your advantage. You could defend yourself. Anybody can.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and jump back into the whole military scene, man. You got any interesting stories coming from the military?
Yeah, man. I
Let me
was
ask
in.
you: have you shot a 50 cal sniper rifle before?
Absolutely.
Oh, damn.
That was center to some of our base protection, and the guard towers was 50 cal Barretts.
Damn,
They're
dude.
not like Call of Duty though. They're not real accurate, but if
Yeah,
they hit something, it's pretty much game over for whatever you hit. Just about.
yeah, yeah, for sure. What was probably some of the wildest things that you fired or weaponry you've used in the military?